Team not collaborating, get them coaching. Team missing deadlines, get them coaching. Poor code quality, get them coaching. A lot of team dysfunctions have nothing to do with skills or mindset or collaborations. They're symptoms of other problems that the coach is really like uncovering along the way, and get them coaching. Like, coaching may not fix some of these problems. Yeah, it might uncover some problems. This is like, now we're back in the Scrum category, why people hate Scrum. Yeah. Scrum's going to uncover a bunch of problems, and you're not willing to do anything about any of them. So now we're going to blame Scrum, because we got to blame something. Because, I mean, we can't, how dare you, like, not blame something? I'm going to bring you right into the against, which is the Deming version of fixing things like this.
Our friend Deming.
Which is meddling. All this stuff disguised as coaching is actually meddling. Your team composition changes monthly. The problem is not coaching there.
Right.
Okay? If your team has 2 product owners, or if like one product owner is split across 3 different teams and 3 different product lines, the problem is not coaching. If your team absolutely cannot do anything about anything they bring up in the feedback loops, like, the problem is not coaching there. You have some organizational design issues that, yeah, maybe the coach can like write their congressman and take it up the ladder or whatever, and hope that they can make progress or whatever. Defaulting to coaching in this case is pathologizing teams and letting the organization who caused this problem in the first place off the hook.
Yeah, I sort of agree with that, because I think a lot of coaches will do.
All right.
Listen, if you're a coach and you're doing this, you're simply saying, wait, I know the problem's not with the team necessarily, right? It's org design, or it's the fact that they're in this huge scaling kind of framework.
Are you about to say meet them where they are?
Meet them where they are.
This is a great time. This is a great time.
It's a good time to talk about it. Coach, I do not like that term.
In the gutter.
Because I do not like where they are. In the alley behind this nightclub at 4 a.m. I do not like that term, right? Meet them where they are. They are where they are. You don't have to meet them there. Because if you meet them there, you're going to be there, and they will force you to be there. This is where we are. This is what we do on Saturday night at 3 a.m.
Oh, no.
Listen, you got to be able to tell people and express why where they're at is not a good place to be, right? And so if you can do that, now have a place in mind where you want to take them to and why. Express that to them, right?
So you're advocating for a change they need to make, a vision of the future,
a change that you make, and the right reason that they believe in, right? You have to be the evangelist and say, what are some of the things that you don't like about where you're at now? Where would you rather be?
What would you say if I said it's dangerous to be that person that points out the environmental problems because they are making the organizational constraints visible so that we can negotiate? That is a dangerous spot to put yourself in.
It really is dangerous.
You're going to shoot the messenger.
That's the easiest way out for an org, is to shoot the messenger. And guess what? They get off the hook doing that, right?
And they do.
Often they do. So to answer your question, though, like, what advice would I have? Well, listen, first and foremost, if you're a coach in this situation, keep that resume updated.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
That's got to come here, right? But the other thing is, if your team believes what you're saying is the right way to march forward with, right? The org can say that, and they can sacrifice you, right? But guess what? The team still believes that. This is like saying, well, you don't like what you see in the mirror, so break the mirror.
Yeah.
Get another mirror. You say you're going to like what you see, you're still a fat, ugly person in the mirror, or whatever you are. But right, my point is, changing the mirror isn't going to change you.
You're still a repulsive individual.
Yeah, that's what you are. Yes. You're less than a model. Too much coffee.
Oh, too much pressure. I like separating team problems from organizational problems, because the organizational problems, that they all affect teams, right? And usually they affect more than one team. They're all artificial. If I'm going to weigh in on the 4 at a whole, it's just to say upstream problems require coaching upstream to solve them. I understand that, like, the coach is being applied to be like, go over there and fix those people. But you already gave us your insight into, like, well, the executive team or leadership, whatever, they require a whole different style of coaching, and it's way more cutthroat than the individual teams. And I guess my against in this category of meddling is we're applying it downstream because we can do that in order to deflect the blame downstream. But these things come from upstream, so we need to handle them upstream.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a first base coach and you're basically your management of your team,
Right.
baseball team in this case, isn't just making the right hiring decisions. It doesn't really matter. You can have the best first base coaching you can, right? But you're not going to make that much of an advance on the team's progress. A lot of coaches will stop at the team level, right? And they'll just say, it is what it is. Or the teams will tell you, this is our environment. This is how it is here. And you have to work within the constraints of that.
Yeah.
So if you're a team coach and that's where you belong and that's where you want to be, okay, fine. But really, you're not going to get much traction, honestly. You've got to develop a spine and go up to management and say, listen, these things over here are solvable. Solvable?
Both.
Yeah, you can dissolvable.
Leadership can be dissolved in water.
Yeah,
That's not-
dissolvable. But really, some of these problems that I'm about to tell you, they're real, right? And which of these would you want me to tackle next?
Right.
And they might say, there's the door.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But at least you've told them. And if you don't do that, you are really reneging on your commitment.
I mean, I think you're on the takeaway right now. You don't even know it. We cut this into 3 points because we wanted to zip through this category. On your way through the coaching engagement, you're mapping the team's constraints. You're mapping problems and you're bringing them up to whoever you work for. But one of the constraints that you're bringing up is what needs to change for this team to succeed that is outside the team's control. Because at the point where you're talking to management, hopefully you're talking to management because there's something within their scope of accountability that they can help influence. Because if they can't influence anything, why did they hire you in the first place?
Yeah.
And then also, what are they doing in management? And also, get out of my office. Sorry, that was 3 things.
Confusing.
If the list is long, so you can bring things to them. But if the list is long, there's a point where your job ceases to be coaching and becomes advocacy, and now I feel you're doing too much at this point. Things are getting murky. Here's what the team needs. Here's what I can help them with. Here's what needs to change in the environment.
You can help.
Yes, I mean the best coaches will go around the organization finding the people that are accountable for those things, and then I'm gonna say tasking them,
Holding them accountable.
It's not like, hey, we need you to help us. It's holding them accountable in the most respectful manner of the word. Accountable is you are failing at these things for us, and we need you because we can't succeed without you. If I was to put it harshly as a member of leadership, this team needs you to do these things successfully or to figure this problem out, and you're the right person. You have people backed up behind you that can't succeed until you figure out how to succeed.
I agree. And one of the ways you can do that as a coach is to raise impediments at that level and say, we have an organizational impediment. Now, you should probably have a forum to discuss these things, whatever cadence you want, with the right leadership team. And then to say, here are things that we are blocked on. These are impediments. Who can help with this?
Right.
Tentatively, I might suggest it might be Mary or John or whoever. And if John's not the right person, it doesn't matter because they will be the first people to speak up and they'll just say, Mary will just say, that's not me. That's, Hildegard over there or whatever. And so you just say, okay, right, fine. And the best way to do that is probably on a Kanban board of some kind on a leadership level. So that's one thing. Also, don't wait till the next time before you revisit this issue, right? Send out reminders before the next time you meet and say, next time the expectation is this will move from column X to Y. You're not saying you will do this by a certain date, but you really are. You're not really saying, I'm telling you, Brian, as the CFO, that you need to do X, Y, Z by this date. But I really am, because I'm saying, here's a card in your name, and it needs to move by the time we meet again next.
Yeah.
And hold them accountable. That means when you meet next and it hasn't moved, they will give you 50 reasons why it hasn't moved. I'm busy. We're all busy, okay? So at that point, grow a spine and say, yes, but.
Yes.
Everyone agreed to do their bit on all of their cards. What can you do to make it there by this time tomorrow? Next time we meet, this time tomorrow. You have to have the burning coalition. If you don't have that, you're not a coach.
You've addressed the environment. You